Those friends of mine. Oh, in traditional Hearthstone. How do I have an... I can't do this one because I'm only playing with I'm only playing with classic cards. Traditional ranked, okay. And no, not. An all new free-to-play RPG game mode is coming to Hearthstone on October 12th. Oh, that's Mercenaries. Not interested. By the way, do you know do you know the way? Dan kan ik niet op stop zetten. Morgen. My mom texted me, good morning. It's 3 p.m. Because I asked the question if I can help move. Okay. Can I type something? Can I see something? Yes. Okay.
On Twitch politics. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, Shannon.
Have a terrible night.
I'd love to talk
I just got back. I have no clue what you and Destiny have been talking about at this point.
Oh wait, what did you? We were talking about Destiny. I don't think the analogy where like a person like has like
opening these
sexual harassment like to blackmail their boss. I don't
and
think that's
ending.
So like just like I think
and I'll
there's,
just
like,
disenchanting them.
Control now in society to like speak out. But I don't think we've completely turned it around where it's like every like secretary has like their boss's balls in a vice.
We're not talking every secretary. We're talking it's fucking Prime Case. Again, no offense to Prime Case, but Jesus Christ, is this the final
Easy
boss
does.
of sexual harassment on the internet? Like, come on, like. You saw how easy it was to tuck him away, right? With like one shitty twit longer without any good evidence in it. You guys were
wait. Okay, to be clear, like this is a lot of cold responses right here. Like this thing, I feel like this right here is pretty. Like if somebody's saying "miss you, die after I kiss you, I have nothing else to live for." No, yes, bye, good night, gorgeous. No, so freaking cute when you do that. So
yeah,
freaking
this doesn't
cute
say.
when you say no.
I don't. The problem is that I don't know how these people talk. That might be the way they talk all the time. There are people that like
yeah, but you would admit that the vast majority of people don't say it's cute when people say no after getting complicated like that.
Flush, slow down, okay? All right. Listen, Okay, you can sit here and laugh and go, "It is inconceivable that somebody could flirt by typing die in response."
No,
like
I'm
that.
not saying it's inconceivable.
Okay?
I'm saying
And
the
then in
odds
the
will
next
certainly
breath,
isn't in its favor.
and then in the next breath, tell me, "Oh well, no, maybe he just called her 30 times to wake her up because
I
that
didn't
was a
say it
working."
was.
How am I going to do this with Demon Hunt? Because Demon Hunter isn't even the Demon Hunter class. I go on and let it slide. Yeah, I'm disenchanted all. No, I don't want to create, I want to disenchant. Why do I have quick shot on here? This isn't my main account. I'm so confused. Because everybody has every Oh my god. I don't know how we will do this. Just disenchant all the new? Because you want dust for the other cards, right? Or do I have them? Wait. Wait a minute. The core set. This isn't the core set. Standard cards. Did they change something? You just get every card? Then why can't... Then it doesn't make any sense to just play only classic cards, because there is no classic. That's sad. It's cool for newer players, of course. But now I have nothing to work towards. Because I already have Assassinate, Deadly Poison. I have all of them. How does it work in the shop then? Because there's no reason. The Lich King looks cool and all, but I don't care. Ooh. What is this? Who is this? Who is this? Superior skins of 8 different battlegrounds heroes. Battlegrounds heroes, champion of light. So it isn't even the... Oh my, that's boring, dude. What is this? 5 standard cards. Hearthstone cards. At least 1 rare or better. So standard doesn't even exist anymore. Oh. You can customize every deck, okay? I have a question. Where are the cards? There are more cards. Where are all the cards? There are way more 5 cards. Okay. Stupid. I was just trying to play Hearthstone with every classic card, but like Shootmaster. But it's from Core set. Okay, and this is from Madness of the Dark Moon. The Core. So this is Core set now. Okay, interesting. Hmm. Sure.
It was impossible, Destiny. I just set the odds like this on top of everything else. It's very hard for me to believe this is just how people talk.
Okay, that's fine. I know how people talk, and I will tell you that there are people that act like that.
Well, I know there
flirted
are
with
people, but I don't think this is how these people talk. And I've had interaction with Kat,
yeah.
and Hans has an
And
interaction
I've
with
had
Kat.
inter-
And I don't think
that's great,
either
and
of us
that's
would say that
great,
this is
that's
how they interacted
great,
with us when we romantically interested in Kat.
But you know what? I've seen at least one interaction that Prime's had with another woman who shut him down, and he had no problem with it, and they still work together, and they don't have any problems with it. So I've seen interactions on
So
the
he
other
didn't
end as well.
sexually harass
Okay.
one time, so he can't sexually harass ever. I mean, I remember that was one of his pieces of evidence was, well, I didn't sexually harass all these women.
Dylan, you're literally telling me that like it's inconceivable that somebody could flirt this way. They talk.
I
Okay.
didn't say it was inconceivable. You're manipulating
okay,
words.
If you said that, then let's move past that. Okay, so let's bring it all back around. Okay, so we've said that it is totally conceivable that Prime thinks he's not doing anything wrong. We've gotten that. Okay, we see that nobody has sent Prime a message saying you're doing anything wrong. We've gotten that. Okay, so then the question is, why are we all so fucking mad at Prime?
Wait, can I say one thing? I would
Yeah.
say that it's inconceivable to think that he didn't do anything wrong based purely on these DMs, and it would just be him not knowing social cues and how to interact or like know when to flirt and know when to step back and take a hint. I would admit that if all we had to run off was the DMs. That's not all what if I'm running off of as well, though. I would run off of what we've heard about what happened in those calls, which the comments about the ass, the comments about the tits, and the comment of, well, I wouldn't tell why would you? I remember Prime said, and Prime basically admitted this later, that he said, hey, you have enough information to basically ruin me, and then she says, well, then why would you give me all of this? And she was like, well, because I know the type of girl that would talk about this.
Bro, literally anybody that knows anybody deep enough has enough information to ruin them. What do you mean?
But it's specifically about what other if that's the case, then why didn't we use that other information? What other information could Prime be talking about here? And then he goes on to say later, when after this interaction, after all this is done, and he's in this war room, like, oh my god, if she has the video footage, we're fucked.
I don't know.
What you said?
The problem is that like here's the problem, Dylan, and I'm telling you this as somebody that has been in these situations. I'm telling you as somebody that has collected extras like this. When this type of thing happens, there is no fucking way that the only thing was lost in one fucking call and nobody would have known, unless the person you're dealing with is actually incredibly fucking clever.
That's not.
And these people are 1 in a billion that are actually that clever to hide that much shit. And no offense to my boy Prime, okay?
Well, this doesn't look clever. What's on my screen right now, to be completely honest.
What?
This doesn't look clever. What's on my screen? This interaction, miss you, die after I kiss you. I'm not gonna know. Like, doesn't look. This seems like someone coldly rejecting him, and him just keeping it going.
How many
But people
months
can flirt
afterwards
this way.
did they talk after that?
This is in April. And by the way, this is 5 days before she goes to everybody else to complain about the type of interactions that she's having with Prime. So this lines up perfectly with her having these types of interaction where Prime gets too pushy and gets too aggressive on these types of comments. Then she goes to other people 5 days later after this interaction, has this discussion with them before Samantha does the hint towards Prime as like, hey, there's Katarana's talking about people.
Do you understand, Dylan? I'm just backing up, dude. Dylan, just backing up. Do you understand, like, how fucking confusing your story is? Like, if we were presenting our stories to a jury, every single thing that I've said fits perfectly, and yours is so unimaginably convoluted.
You can't just say that.
Okay, do you want to try? We can both tell our story from start to finish. We can see who sounds more likely.
Okay. Go.
Do you want to go first, or would you like?
Oh,
me
you
to
can
go
go
first?
first.
Okay. So from the sounds of it, a long time ago, is it Katarina or Katarina?
I call her Katarana, but I think how is it pronounced specifically? Katarana. I still can't say it.
I just call her Kat.
Just call her Kat.
So
Yeah,
sounds
sure.
like a long time ago, Kat and Prime started to talk with each other quite a bit.
This
Now,
just looks
as
like
they were talking, it seemed like Prime started to get pretty flirtatious in this relationship. Now, it's unclear whether or not Kat was reciprocating how flirtatious he was. However, she was at least receptive enough to have multiple hours-long conversations, night after night. We're talking 4 hours one night, 5 hours the next night, 6 hours the next night, 3 hours the next night. And she was getting good morning wake-up calls that she was asking for with little smiley faces. Talk to you tomorrow morning, smiley face. Getting these wake-up calls, okay? 20, 30, 40 times based on these chat logs, depending on how many of these were wake-up calls with the voice, okay? Now, at some point, for whatever reason, she decides that she doesn't feel as warm or fuzzy with Prime, and he's still leaning into it. And now she sees that she has other opportunities elsewhere. So she goes, and while she's having a relationship with a different person that also runs a competing show that is also offering to hire her on that show, she tells that person, hey, that Prime guy, I don't like him at all. No, he's totally creepy. No, fuck no. No. I don't have anything to do with him. No, not that guy. So she's telling every new person she talks with, no, I've never been romantic with Prime at all. That guy's really creepy. When she has a new opportunity on a new show with someone else, so she throws him under the bus. She gets the guy that hosts the other show to come on and say, oh yeah, we'll throw him under the bus. They tell their story, and then boom, now here we are today.
And wait,
a little bit
that's
too
not
much
all
because
of it.
Dylan
What
was
about the
not
Samantha thing? You got to throw the Samantha thing in there. And this doesn't even explain. I mean, I could also. Well, that's 10.
Oh, sure. Well, so the Samantha thing
so
is
that's
Samantha is somebody that runs. So Samantha is somebody that runs all these little shows behind the scenes. She's in charge of the Twitch Politics Discord, and she's in charge of a number of other small groups where she tries to get moderator and she tries to get production privileges on every fucking show that she can. And she decides to take everything and leave, and she helps to facilitate this communication. And now she works with you as well now, correct?
Like works with me? I mean, yeah, generally.
She
Yes,
worked
yep.
with me after.
Yep.
Do you remember like the old like the Kink at Pride discourse? That was my first panel, and then
Yep.
she saw that afterwards. Then she approached me and said she wanted to like help
Sure.
produce.
Yeah, so she works with both of you, and she's also taking your side as well in this whole ordeal.
Oh.
Okay, so that's your story. I can do that.
Mhm.
Or we could actually. I shouldn't. We'll ask her to do that. Okay, so Katarana becomes a streamer on Twitch. Katarana is a political streamer on Twitch. So she sees the political streamer Prime Kai's panel, but wants to go on those panels. She starts to go on those panels. That helps her with viewership.
4, 5, 6, 7,
right?
8, 9, 10,
Therefore,
11, 12,
then
13,
she starts
14,
to develop
15,
a
16.
conversational decorum with Katarana. Then Prime gets a little too pushy, but then the incentive of wanting to go on the show tells her like, well, fuck, if I go like, no, I don't want this at all. Stop, please stop.
Oh,
Something
they killed
she can't
a
even,
free-to-play
she's not really good at
player.
doing generally, anyway. Then she would lose that incentive. She would lose that platform. And later, that was enhanced further when money got involved. Therefore, after having these hour-long calls, which, as Danabo noted, are things that happen on political Twitch panel production.
Objection, Your Honor. Not hour-long, but hours long.
Hours long, okay, fair.
Thank you.
As Danabo also said, he did hours long as well. Then those hours-long conversations happen.
Objection.
No,
Danabo
objection.
did not do private calls. He was.
He did in the private calls, and he was just talking and having fun with the streamer, just relaxing. He wasn't working. Okay.
On stream with another guy while they were chatting. Go ahead, continue.
But they still, while they were chatting, they had casual conversation on stream, which I'm sure it was what made up the rest of it. And I'm sure that Katarana could have had casual conversations with Prime on stream as well.
Go.
I mean,
No,
in a
they
private
were
call. In a
talking
private call. In a
privately.
private call. I could have.
Oh
a
wait,
casual
I have to.
conversation. Okay.
Okay.
Therefore, Prime continues to get pushy, and the logs, which we do have evidence of the type of stuff that was DM'd, miss you, die, after I kiss you, I have nothing else to live for, no, yes, bye, good night, gorgeous, no,
priest.
so freaking cute when you do that. Doesn't look good for just the DM evidence.
Play 3 games.
Then
Demon
go into
Hunter,
the
Druid,
cause of
or
what's being
Priest.
alleged. Now it is true we don't have.
I'm playing
recording,
Priest, but sure.
But it doesn't play well when we have
This
witnesses.
one now.
We could get another witness if we got them.
Not playing
We have witnesses
Battlegrounds.
saying that he had in the war room call, saying like if she
Traditional
has
Hearthstone.
the
I'm trying to play
recordings,
fucking
I'm
Traditional
fucking
Hearthstone.
Dead.
Where
Which
the fuck
Prime
is Traditional
admits
Hearthstone?
to in DMs have saying, admitting that he knows that if these streams, if these calls were recorded, he'd
Win
be
5
fucked.
more games.
He admitted
Bro.
that in.
Your
in his
Honor,
DMs
do you
that-
have a? Can I ask the defense? Do you have a witness that doesn't work with you or for you that can attest to that?
Am I the judge for this, or you
I
just
could get.
talking to a
I don't know. I could. It depends if they want to come forward. Let me see if I can get them. Could we get?
I'm gonna put a sweatshirt on. I'll be right back.
Anyway, I'm asking if,
People
to
are
see
getting
if we can
cold.
get the other witness as well.
Why would you ever say sweatshirt?
I'm asking
Just
if
say
we
you're
can get
back.
the second person.
Bro, why
Is it
the...
not strange
It's
that
Classic
we've been
Hearthstone.
harassed for months and we get 1 page and 2 comments and no proof of any
Wait,
of
1
this?
page and 2 comments? What do you mean?
Shouldn't it be like law, like mountains
Arena,
of evidence for
solo
this harassment?
adventures,
Shouldn't we have
Juice.
recording?
This is just some of. We can post the other stuff that was like the stuff that wasn't reciprocated. Just like 1 comment of "you're cute" and then wouldn't be reciprocated and keep going. Like I can get more.
This is not classic
Yeah,
Hearthstone.
maybe, I don't know, maybe we'd have to build the case instead of random comments to Ico. I don't know why you would post
I
those
don't
at
care
all.
about the books of mercenaries. I just...
She will be getting more of those. They do exist. And you will see in those messages that they're not reciprocated. That this type of interaction isn't reciprocated. Will that change your opinion at all, by the way?
Not really, no.
Then why'd you even ask for it?
Well, it's just all part of building my case.
Wait, more evidence of unreciprocated act backwards.
It would weaken my side a little bit, but right now, like, I have the Eiffel Tower, and
You
you've
don't
got, like,
have the Eiffel
Stonehenge.
Tower.
Okay.
You literally have zero
Like-
evidence. Everything you're saying is based purely
He
on
doesn't
speculation.
need to have evidence. You
But
have...
there's no
everything
Eiffel
I'm
You
Tower.
are the
saying-
person to have to provide
You're
evidence.
a
That...
defendant. Your client has already admitted to half
Because
of
the
what
thing
I've
is,
said, and
this-
you guys have already conceded to me
I
that
like the
my
beginning.
that my
Sure.
client's entire story is plausible.
Can we
but he
fucking
didn't
drop the
know
judge
anything
role
was
play?
wrong.
I don't want to do the fucking role play. Okay?
Okay.
Can we drop that?
She already said that she explicitly hid her feelings to advance on the show. She's already admitted that in her Twitlonger,
Yeah,
right?
meaning she sucked it up and didn't reciprocate it, but didn't say no, stop, please. I don't feel comfortable with this.
Bro, like, I'm sorry, but like.
What do you mean, bro? That's. What do you mean, bro? There's no. Show me evidence of her reciprocating.
Bruh.
If you have that, that'd be massive.
Bruh.
I don't need evidence.
You don't
of her
have evidence of her
reciprocating.
reciprocating, but the reciprocation of these types of interactions is pretty important. If you're going to comments like about people's asses and breast size and bra size and I want to have sex with you. If you're saying these things and none of it's reciprocated, that's pretty condemning.
It's all it shows is
Like
that
if I
at
walked
the
up to you,
worst-
Destiny, and I said,
This is the first ever person to play like this. Oh my god, to play a river crocodilist and doesn't have cards to kill me, cards to beat me, like you're on the ground, you know? When you're on the ground and then you this is like this, okay? The last 2 games, my first game for today and my last game of the last time I streamed, were like this. You are laying on the ground by a bully that is pushing your head into the ground. Yes, this is hard, so it feels like for me. And then the last game was like he just pushes it further into the ground. But this guy just plays River Crocolisk. Okay? Like, thank you. But for now, I think just hit is good. Heal and heal. Next turn you can play this one, coin, nothingness, and this one won't have to be played again. Okay.
said, you have a nice ass, and you have a nice dick, and you have all this, and I want to have sex with you, and you're just like, haha. Like, do you not?
Literally.
Should
You
there's
misplayed.
No, so
Okay.
like, oh, this isn't reciprocated. I need to back the fuck off.
we've already moved past this point. We can chalk it up to if she's
Just
going to
play
use the
tickets.
excuse that she's neurodivergent, then Prime Ks can say the same. You can say like, well, fuck, I'm really bad at reading cues. Like I thought the fact that
So
One-
then this would be
one
then
into
would
this
be
one,
still his
Maybe
fault.
this one into
That
this,
just- that-
then
that-
I'm
that-
not
No.
sure.
Wait.
No,
If he's
absolutely.
bad at reading cue, okay. If I read a cue bad, and
I
that
can
ends with
heal.
me
I think
being like,
healing is
let me see
more
your
important
ass. That
right
is
now.
your fault for reading the cue wrong. Definitely, if no good
It
cues
doesn't
were being,
I don't need to
definitely
coin, I don't
if
need
no
this
cues,
one.
good cues were being put
It
down.
Thank
doesn't-
you.
It doesn't make you a sexual harasser. It makes
if
you
this
bad
type
at
of
reading
thing was going
cues.
over for 4 months, then what can you call it? Unreciprocated sexual advancements and comments. What would you call
A
that?
person that doesn't get
for months
hints
at a time. What would
that
you call it? This is
are
a one-off
so
thing, yeah,
silent,
sexual
okay?
harasser. It's way too much. But this is for months. Months.
Yeah, and she's still getting wake-up calls by him. We've
And
already
that's
said
that's
in here
not nothing. That isn't reciprocation of a sexual comment. That isn't reciprocation of you look
Bro.
gorgeous. That's not reciprocation of anything. That's
Boom, boom,
tangential
boom.
evidence.
She's literally putting ooh faces and fucking
What
chat
the
and
fuck?
shit
What
while
an
she's
ooh woo? Yeah, that you mean the ooh face she put after she took the anesthesia, so she couldn't have to talk.
after she said I can't move my mouth and here's 50 emotes. Dog.
I
Yeah,
think
50 emotes. Why would you be
healing
spamming a bunch of emotes?
is
Why would you be spamming
important.
to change topic?
but right
pivot,
now,
get
I don't
away
need
from the
healing.
sexual comments.
I need
Why do you think 50
things from the
emotes is
board.
flirting? Because if that's the case, then I've flirted with half the people I've talked to in the DMs.
Why did
I'm going
other
to
streamers stand
this.
by and let her be harassed and abused instead of taking a stand and doing anything?
I didn't find out till recently, and then she asked me not to.
Then
say
he's even talking
anything.
about you. Okay, thank you very
What
much.
about Samantha?
Samantha,
know
she
about
did
Samantha.
ask Samantha to say something to you.
Where is
Then
the
she
evidence?
Sends the hint over to
She doesn't have any evidence
hey,
for that.
Kat said right here that somebody's like being pretty fucking weird, champ. And Prime's like, huh, okay. And by the way, I would like to see evidence that Prime talked to Kat about this. And there was like, I would like to see that because I have yet to see
Thank
that
you.
evidence.
Finally,
There
good
was like
card.
a Kat, was that about me? I'd like to see it. Because you said that existed. I'd like to see that.
Wait, what? Say that again?
That you said that there was that Prime after that message was sent because I guess you were saying that he saw that and was like, oh, maybe that was me. Then messaged Kat and was like, hey, is that about me? I haven't seen any evidence.
No,
of
this
that.
is the one that I've said that from everything that I've heard, this is a private conversation between the two in voice call. So there is no evidence.
So
of that.
there's no evidence.
That's why.
Okay.
That's why I'm not wrestling that because I said they could literally argue about that, and it's a he said, she said. It's just their word against each other. So.
Yes. So
Okay.
what we do have
Just
is
play this
evidence
card.
of sexually of not well. I guess kiss isn't sexual, but miss
The
you
band?
after I kiss you. I have nothing else to live for. While she responding with no, die, bye, say
Bro,
goodnight,
this
gorgeous,
isn't
no. So thank you.
sexual
This is no.
harassment.
I'm not saying this is sexual in nature, but this is certainly flirting. Saying I want to kiss you. I'll have nothing else to
Why
live for.
is
after I
she
kiss you. It's
having-
certainly
Just hit my
flirting,
face.
and
Why-
she
Just hit the
doesn't
face.
flirt back.
Come on.
There's no flirting
Hit my
back here.
face.
There's nothing
You know
here.
what
It's
flirting
not
back
important.
is? It's call me in the morning to wake me up.
I'm very low.
So you think that the
Don't
flirting
hit
back
my
there, then how is
face.
that flirting back?
Don't
Calling me in
hit
the
my
morning to
face.
wake me up is flirting to you.
Boom,
Dylan.
boom.
That's not
guy
enough.
and a
That's
girl.
not enough,
Dylan,
Destiny. That is
If she
not
is
enough.
if she is so uncomfortable and he is so aggressive and she's so against it, why the fuck
The thing is-
he her alarm clock?
The thing is, the alarm clock thing, by the way, it doesn't look like it happened really that much. It did happen maybe like 4 or 5 times possibly. Maybe it looked like 3 or 4 when I counted.
The screenshots that I sent you were like
Multiple
50
times in
different
one
calls.
day. You can't count that all as like 17 times if they call 5 times in one day. Because that's
Do
the,
you
that's
wanna
the
go
point
back
of
and
using
count
the
all-
calling to wake
do you
somebody
wanna
up.
go back- Yeah. Do you want to go back and count the individual calls?
We already did that. Why do you want to go?
No, you did it on your end.
Okay, so let's go count the individual calls, and let's make sure we count them in the AM hours, and make sure we don't count if it's 5 in a row.
Dylan, don't
Wait,
play
wait,
We're
wait.
not doing
That
in the
was
AM
that's
hours.
100% fair because unless you're telling me that they never called outside of that, because then
Dylan.
because we can't
know,
just
these
we
are
can't
only
just look at
Google Voice
every
calls,
call
Dylan.
and say it was a wake up
These
call
are-
because
these-
people call
these-
each other.
Dylan, these are only Google Voice calls. These aren't the calls they did on Discord.
I can play another card.
And Dylan, people that spend 6 hours planning panel shows don't wake up in the fucking AM. You know this. Don't act like I'm dumb, okay? You're not gonna catch me with these stupid Twitch arguments, all right?
Sorry, 1 second. Samantha's telling me something. What? I didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, is Samantha coming out? Did she have something?
Boom. Then I cannot play anything. Okay, just shut the fuck up. There's no mistake. I just really need to think, okay? Because I can heal, but do I want the minion right here, right now? No. Right? I just want this minion gone. I want the heal. Okay, we can talk again.
I'm just trying to imagine the mind of a person who's being so harassed by somebody that they're asking for a wake-up call.
A wake up.
Dylan,
This is
I'm
all
sorry,
tangential
bro.
information. This has nothing to do with the specific instances here.
Ooh,
We have evidence of you making these types of
discarding.
comments towards Cat. We have no evidence, zero, of Cat making these types of comments back. Zero evidence.
Dylan.
Will you admit that? Can you admit that?
Dylan.
We have evidence one
Asking
way, we don't
for a
have evidence the
I
other
think
way.
hitting the minion
Dylan,
there was
asking
wrong.
for a
I
wake-up
needed to hit
call
or
is
kill
like
that one
one
because
of the
it
most
was
flirty
only 1
things
damage.
that you can possibly do, Dylan.
And
Give me
can
a
we
wake-up
wait?
call.
Can we
Call me to
ask?
wake me up in
Wait.
the morning.
Then ask Prime what happened on those wake up calls because I see her because she does that right now. With
Do I want a
somebody else,
minion
and she's not
or
flirting
do
with
I
it all,
want
and I see
a
how they
kill?
happen.
Definite
Oh,
kill on
thanks.
this card.
Click.
That is
Hang on.
definitely going to kill
I
me.
can
Why
bring them in
doesn't
here if
she
you want me.
just-
But then I cannot respond
Why
against
doesn't
this
she
guy
just set an alarm?
because I don't think
yeah.
a 2/3 can handle 2 cards. So I need the card. I think.
Okay. So, what was that? Anyway,
I'm not saying it.
so the reason why is the same reason if you see in the call.
I'm top
she-
decking so
Prime
hard right
called her
now.
5 times in a row in the morning to wake
Ooh.
her up, right? And the calls were super short. It was because she didn't want. It was the whole reason with the alarm not
Is
doing
it
6 times
3
in a row.
or is it just
I mean,
2?
I
It's
guess
2 again.
It wasn't
Ugh.
enough to wake her up. I mean, the thing that fucking baffles me about this Destiny, about this point in particular, is I would say, and I could concede. Wait, let me concede. Can I concede something?
The
to you?
misplay
You want me to admit
makes
something to
my
you or
win.
not?
Do not have
Sure.
base damage.
What I'm gonna admit to you
Please.
is that I could 100% see some wake-up calls to be flirty, right? I could see that. The problem is, wake-up calls alone, oh thanks, click, hang up, isn't enough. It isn't enough to prove anything else than
It's not.
she did
Wake-up
wake-up calls.
calls are one of the most good things you do. Why did she say she was getting wake-up calls instead of saying an alarm?
She said it's because the alarm didn't work.
Why would a call work if an alarm isn't working?
Because you can call constantly. You can wait 5 minutes.
You
20 minutes,
can
call again.
set
So if the alarm-
alarms
because alarms usually just
constantly.
go around.
The,
The
the
thing is,
alarm
you
makes
suggested
noise.
the 6 alarms in a row.
Your alarm. Okay.
This
I don't
feels so
understand. Hold on.
fucking.
We all have alarms. They don't just stop after 20 seconds. What are you talking about? Everybody here. has an
Wait. Are
alarm
you
on the
telling me
phone. We can all-
alarms just go on endlessly?
The ones that I are familiar with, yeah, they just keep going and
They
I
keep
have
going,
never engaged
yes.
with an alarm that just goes on endlessly.
Mm,
It'll
I-
just go on for a little bit, then it'll stop and shut off your phone. The ones on phones don't do that, most certainly.
When you say,
Maybe
I mean,
like a
maybe
traditional
after,
alarm
like,
clocks,
5
yes.
minutes.
My alarms, I don't use alarms. I wake up like this, like, and then I go back to. But if I use an alarm, it goes just on and on and on and on until I put it off. But mostly don't use it. Don't care.
But it's not a traditional alarm clock.
Wait, I'm not talking about an alarm. I'm talking about your phone.
Well, wait. I can send you like her set alarms, by the way.
1 second, guys.
So she does set them in a row, but that doesn't work. That's not enough. She does that as a backup.
If an alarm doesn't work, how would a call work?
If the alarm doesn't work, Kat, why does the alarm work? If the alarm doesn't work, why does the call work?
I don't know. It just works for me. Okay.
Oh, so what you're saying is the call, you have to sit up and talk to the person that actually wakes. Okay.
Doesn't
Okay.
make.
So the
it-
call, because with an alarm you can just be like click, and the call you actually
Did
have
I
to
hear
talk
her
to them
say
and get
earlier
up.
that she was epileptic?
Not epileptic, no.
Okay, I thought I heard that.
Narcoleptic
Okay, so
was the other word, I think.
narcoleptic.
I
Okay,
don't know
so
what that means, but
just okay. I understand that we all do our things. Okay.
wait. Can you at least admit that that makes sense?
No. and not only
Wait.
does not
It doesn't make sense
Dylan,
that you having to
Dylan.
talk to a person actually wakes you up.
Dylan, I'm telling you this because my life was hell for 3 years because I worked an overnight shift and I know the tricks that
And
you have to
you
employ to
admitted
wake
that people
up.
called you.
True.
No, Do you know
No.
how you wake
Wait,
up?
wait. Hotels offer
Dylan.
wake-up calls. Hotels do this all the time. Why do hotels offer wake-up calls instead of just alarms?
Because when hotels offered wake-up calls, you didn't have fucking cell phones. Dylan, I will tell you, when anybody that has ever
But wait, no,
waking up,
talking to someone
Dylan,
100% wakes you up
Dylan,
more than just a
Dylan,
sound.
Dylan,
That's 100%
you know what,
true.
Dylan,
This is so fucking
Dylan,
bullshit. What,
Dylan,
Destiny?
you know what wakes you up? You
What?
put your phone in the other fucking room. Anybody that's worked a night shift job will tell you that is the #1 trick, because in order to set your alarm,
So this
turn
is
it
just
off in the
another
morning,
way of doing.
it makes you no stop. Getting out of bed and going to the other room to turn your fucking alarm off, that wakes you up. Talking to somebody in bed, I can very easily pick up a phone and say, yeah, I'll wake up. Hang it up,
But they'll
and then go
tell
right the fuck back to
that
sleep.
person can be like, nah, you gotta get up, get out of bed, and then they get out of bed, then they turn it off, and then they go about their day.
Dylan, I'm sorry, bro. I'm coming at you with the lived experience here. Nobody
you
does
can
this
say
to wake
lived
up in the morning.
experience. That
No,
honestly, that means
Dylan,
shit to me. Doesn't mean
Dylan.
shit to me. It has zero
Dylan.
impact on my life.
Dylan.
A
The
new
reason why she
version.
wanted the calls is
Hallelujah.
because she enjoyed getting calls in the morning because they were really close friends. That's the answer.
Thank
Really
you.
close friend
Thank
calling in
you.
the morning,
I'm sure-
it's a really
wait.
nice way to wake up.
I'm sure that she would have somebody call her that she communicates with frequently. That would make sense, right?
Yeah, that you feel close to, because it feels good to wake up in the morning.
Wait,
and like a close
you
friend
have
is
no.
calling you.
Okay, let me actually ask you. That's a decent question. Why, out of all the people, would you pick Prime if you had all these problems with Prime? Why did you choose Prime to be the wake-up call if you had all these problems with Prime?
True.
So can I ask you a question? After that happened, after all this like started to go on, Kat, did you stop having him give you wake-up calls? That's really interesting. That's actually important information. Do you know when she stopped doing wake-up calls?
When?
March. When did she start going to people about sexual harassment? The end of April.
I don't know. You tell me.
The end of April. So that means she stopped getting wake-up calls and went to other people from wake-up calls, which I can tell you, I've seen it happen, fluffing other people. So she stopped doing wake-up calls from Prime because this continues to happen. It's like, actually, you know what? I'm not doing that.
Because she wasn't interested anymore in him. You don't see it. What are you?
This fucking shit anymore. This is getting worse, and it escalates. It's like I don't feel comfortable talking to Prime. I don't with wake-up calls. I don't want.
Wait a
that to
second.
happen.
Wait a second. Hold on.
It moves
Hold
on
on.
over.
Hold on. So what you're telling me is that in the beginning she was comfortable, and then later on she became not comfortable?
1 second. She's walking over.
Well, this was. There's not a single one happening. I didn't answer any calls.
None of the you answered none of the April calls.
None of them were
Holy Nova, coin, you my card, and then we're good. Give me a.
That's the way to think. And I didn't say anything until I was about to leave the phone.
Okay. Did you hear any of that, Destiny?
A little bit, but let's say that I grant you all of that, okay? So you're telling
Wait,
me
1 second.
that initially... Hello?
What was that? Well, sorry. She's tell me something. Okay, wake-up calls ended in March.
Okay, so let's say that we grant all that, okay? Let's say that that is the case,
Oh,
okay?
wait, you can check the you can check the call logs you have. When did they end?
Yeah, I looked at it. There are some after March, but I don't even care about
Wait,
that.
when?
I'll
When
grant you
after
all
March? When?
that. I see May, April,
Wait.
June,
But when were they?
July.
And what were they?
I don't know. I posted you the screenshots. You can look at them, but I don't even
Wait,
care about
were
that.
they
No,
Discord or where
wait.
were they?
I gave it to you on Discord, but I don't even
I
care
can
about that.
see it
Dylan.
right
Okay.
here.
Dylan, my question is are you telling me that at one point she was comfortable getting wake-up calls, and then she became uncomfortable getting wake-up calls?
Or saying 1 point she got uncomfortable doing wake-up calls. It probably got worse, yeah.
So do you think that that plays a little bit more into my story, that at one point they
I
did
think it
actually
does.
have a much closer relationship, and then Katarina kind of backed off from it a little bit?
It could as well equally as play into the idea that his behavior got worse, and that's why a month later she was talking to people about harassment.
Don't you think that when they were at the stage of her being comfortable getting wake-up calls from him, that they were at a fairly intimate type of relationship that was
I
past probably
don't think
just
it's
being
intimate.
friends?
I don't think it's necessarily intimate. It could maybe be friend. The thing is, you can have a friend who
I
makes
think this card's
inappropriate
cool.
sexual comments towards you once in a while, or gets a little bit over the line when it comes to flirtatious. I've had people who have wanted to date me. They've tried to go over the line and they push them back, right? That I'm still friends with. So I could totally see her being like, well, we could still be somewhat kind of friendly or somewhat nice, or at least we could do this because we communicate frequently. Don't have a lot of friends right now anyway, and then go over to this.
Dylan, calling somebody in the morning over and over again to wake them up is a pretty intimate type of thing.
Yes, you can
When
see.
you're the
You
first
can
voice
see
that
it.
somebody hears in the morning, that is an incredibly romantic thing. I don't know how else to
But
say
I
that.
see this happen with other people. I see
Yes,
there's a person that
could
she's
be.
been
you
up-
don't.
Yeah, I see it. We can prove it. We can prove it. I can show you I can show you from a chatter called Fluff that she is friendly with, not intimate with, friendly with.
When you
someone.
say friendly, if you were to dump me all of their logs, have they ever had any type of sexual conversation whatsoever?
No, I don't believe they have.
What does
Let
she
me
say
ask.
to that?
Katarana, have you ever had any sexual interaction with Fluff whatsoever? No.
And no type of romantic
And I'm sure
interaction
Fluff would be willing to
whatsoever?
actually provide those logs.
No type of romantic interaction
No,
whatsoever.
any type of romantic interaction whatsoever. Not even a little bit.
Okay.
The closest she said that it could happen is once on stream, he said, "You have a nice outfit."
Okay.
Wait, are you gonna actually count that?
Yes,
okay.
you can
You,
count it.
you have a nice outfit. is it-
Sexual.
If it's
They
so
were about to
easy
get
for her,
married.
if it's so easy for her to get calls from all these random guys, why the fuck would she choose Prime, who's made her uncomfortable since the very beginning?
I never said it was a smart move.
Nah.
Why would
No,
you choose
no.
Prime of all people though? Why did you choose Prime?
At that time,
At that time, it was one of the few
I
people
don't
she
remember.
was talking to. She doesn't have many friends. Well, wait, that was kind of mean, but I mean, also
No.
honest.
I'm sorry, didn't she have a boyfriend?
I don't talk.
She did have a boyfriend, yes. Why not your boyfriend?
I don't wake at that time.
He's
I
not
doesn't
awake at
sleep
that time.
until 11 a.m.
Prime doesn't sleep till 11 a.m. That's why it was Prime and not her boyfriend.
Okay.
Wait, but that makes total sense. What do you mean? Why are
That
you
makes
laughing?
sense.
We're on industrial levels of cope here, man.
Well, this is you maneuvering, and you get
Oh,
answers
more.
instead of answers that like would actually explain it. Instead of accepting that, you're just like rejecting it completely. It's just like,
Well,
wow.
no.
Can you explain how that wouldn't work?
Well, no. The real answer in the very beginning is you just said an alarm. I'm just curious what kind of answers I'll get now that I know that like the excuse is bullshit. Because listening to the talking past a lot is the interesting part for me. Is there so? I think we pretty much all wrapped this up.
So you think Cat's lying to you then?
Cat is lying about which part?
About any of this?
If I had to say Cat was lying about something, I think that let's see. I think that Cat was probably way more friendly in the beginning towards him than she's admitting. And then I think it's unfair that you guys, even if
Do
there's
you have
something
any
we've
evidence of
agreed
that,
on,
though? Any evidence that it was way more friendly than da 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 da? Any like anything?
I would put money on my intuition. It's like so obvious.
So intuition.
Like,
So
I
no
can't-
evidence, but you're guessing.
You can call it a guess if you,
You
want.
got
but,
wait.
like,
Let's say you're making an quote unquote intuition an intuition guess. You want?
an intuition based on 6-hour phone calls and wake up calls. Yeah, I feel really confident with that. Like I would put that intuition against anything in the world, 100%. But even if we ignore literally everything, you guys have like on the stuff that we agree on. I
So
think
wait,
that
but wait, if the wake up
worst
calls-
thing that we could accuse. The worst thing that we could accuse Prime of doing is missing social signals, not being a fucking sexual harasser. That would be like the
wait.
worst.
On a repeated. Okay, number one, I can show you evidence of the Fluff phone calls and who has not made any moves. We can link those logs if you want to. If you want to bring it to that point, we can link the logs. I think that's gonna show clearly that she has other people who are awake at that hour, and she'll pick those people to call her because if you can't call if you're asleep. So if she does not having a romantic relationship or sexual relationship with this person, why would that doesn't the court like completely contradict what you're saying? If she does that with other people and there's evidence of it,
It's possible that she does it with other people.
though it's possible.
But but we're looking at this from Prime's point of view. The question is, could Prime have reasonably felt like she was entertaining some romantic notion? And getting wake up calls is an easy yes, of course.
So you would say that like the wake up calls made him read into
You're
it more.
strong.
But then for Cat's side, like the wake up call meant basically like nothing.
I'm telling you that for any other human being on the planet, fucking somebody is less intimate than them asking you for a wake-up call. That's like one of the most like
How
intimate things
was
that
the
I can
wake-up
think of.
call for you?
You,
The
I
wake-up-
don't,
like, what would go on with
you've
the
already,
wake-up calls?
Dylan, you've already admitted that she's neurodivergent, so clearly she doesn't understand these social cues. But I'm telling you that, like, if I go and, like,
I mean, that could be
fine.
intimate to you,
Mhm.
right? It could be
No,
intimate to you.
I'm telling you that to any woman in the world, that, like, fucking them and going home or whatever, if your friends hear about that, like, oh, let's look at blah, blah, blah. If a woman were to say, like, oh, like, he calls me in the morning to wake me up, you're like fucking married. That's like one of the most, like, thoughtful gestures.
But
like,
to be clear, I've had people give me
Mm-hmm.
wake-up calls that I wasn't sexually or romantically interested in.
Dylan, you keep trying
And if she
to
doesn't have a
isolate
lot
this.
of, if she doesn't have a lot of people she's
Dylan,
associating with at the time, then it could 100% be Prime.
The cold
This is
game
again,
strong
you
with
have
you.
no evidence. You're
Dylan,
trying to build
Dylan.
this argument with
You
no
keep
actual
trying
evidence.
you keep trying to tear these
I will
down
lose
to
this.
discrete points. It's not just one thing. It's the fact that they had the calls for 6 hours at a time, day after day.
But that
it's the fact that they had
completely
the
makes
wake-up
sense
calls.
and can be
It's the fact that he
easily
was flirting
rationalized
towards
through
her.
them having their working relationship.
But no, I'm sorry, but
It
no,
can.
literally
I
nobody.
lost.
Danabo,
Dylan,
great example.
even the people you brought in didn't support that. Danabo said he only had those calls when he was on
I can
stream.
still kill
I've
him.
got like 6 other people that have DM'd me saying like, "Yo, these topics were decided the day of. We figured this shit out like the day before. Like these panel like lists are never set 100%." And I've been on these panels and I know that's not the case. Like they're not having 6-hour calls like structuring a fucking show that has a reoccurring cast every week. We know this.
No, we don't. We've already debated that like 100 times.
True.
We're not coming to terms with it.
Yep, I agree. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's like super obvious that there was some type of, at the very least,
I should have
for
played
Prime,
this
I think
one.
There was a romantic thing.
There was no romantic.
Um,
there's no evidence, man. We're gonna run it.
Okay. Well, is there? So I guess we're never going to see evidence that Prime was told to stop. But are we saying now we don't need that evidence, right?
We have evidence of him going over the line while it not being reciprocated.
Okay, so we don't have any evidence
So
of him being told.
let
to
me
stop
be
anything,
clear.
right?
So what you're saying is, if I was going to somebody for 4 months and saying, "Nice dick, nice ass," I'll kiss you for this, or kiss you for any of that, all of that, and none of that being reciprocated, if they never say explicitly, "Stop, that's bad, that's evil," or whatever, then that can't be sexual harassment. If you never say no to them directly and just kind of
Okay.
like pivot away and try to do that, it can't be sexual.
This one
harassment.
is way
There's
more
no social
interesting to me
cues or
right now.
hints or anything that should be taken away from the fact that they always try to drag the situation somewhere else.
Okay.
Do you think that
Like, would you hold the same standard if it was anywhere else? That if it was a case where, and here's the case where these were going, these.
Maybe I should have
and
kept it so I could boom
explicitly
boom.
sexual comments. were
Yeah.
made one way, and
Maybe
none of it was
destroying
being
this one was
reciprocated.
better.
And the reciprocation
Interesting
that we're
combo.
getting is no, die, messages like that, which is clearly like showing zero interest and being extremely cold towards it. If that happened, in
you
any other
you
situation,
say
we'd hold
zero
the same
interest,
standard.
but like there might have been some flirty stuff in the beginning. That's hard to say.
Well, there's no evidence of that flirty stuff. So if there's no evidence, then we can't assume that that happened.
Would you say that like a conversation like this might maybe like fuck with people's heads a little bit?
What do you mean?
I agree.
Like
I
our
sent you another
conversation? What do you
screenshot.
mean?
No, I sent you another screenshot.
So, I'm not sure what this means. Please use future, but I'm assuming future. Oh,
Yes.
I don't know. It's a weird. It doesn't work for me. I think it's nice when I dedicate time to it. It feels crazy. I wouldn't work because I don't have time to be on the phone all day. Well, I'm not asking you to be my girlfriend now. Maybe your scheduling would change. I'm just letting you know. For a variable set of reasons, it's not possible for me right now. So I'll just say don't hold your breath, but not in a rude. Okay, so she asks, well, I'm not asking you to be my girlfriend now. Maybe your schedule will change in the future.
Okay.
I'm just enjoying my time with you now. For a variable set of reasons, it's not possible for
It
me
wasn't
right now.
oh my god.
So I'll
Nice.
just say don't hold your breath, not in a rude, you boy, have cootie way. I just literally cannot right now. And I
So
might
you
not
don't
be
think
able
when
to
reading
later,
something
and
like
my work
this-
is my life.
so
Wait,
here's the
no,
question.
listen. For a variable set of reasons, it's not possible for you right now. So I'll just say, don't hold your breath, but not in a rude, you'll be a cutie way. I just literally can't right now, and I might not be able to
I was
later.
trying to
and
play
my
Oh
work
My
is
God,
literally
play
my life.
around Oh
She's
My
giving literally every single fucking reason possible that why it's never gonna happen.
Wrong.
Without
What
saying
this
it's never
is
gonna
called-
happen.
Dylan,
That's 100% what's going
Dylan,
on. What do you mean?
Dylan,
What do you
Dylan,
mean?
I love you, my gay brother. Okay, maybe this is a woman thing. Okay, this is called stringing somebody along, my dude. If she is so confident that she can tell him this, why can't she go one step further and say like, "Hey, I don't want you to message me anything romantic at all"? Like,
Don't have an
why not just say I'm
constipation.
not interested?
Because again, goes back to the conversation of incentives, which we have a million times already.
Well,
Yes,
if she's so
stop.
worried about those incentives, why wouldn't she just say here like, well, yeah, like maybe, yeah, right?
Because
No,
she does,
this is
because she's not
interested.
she's not interested.
Dylan?
Which is wait. She's not interested, which is clear here. But she also doesn't want to lose either the payment. She doesn't want to lose the position on the panel. She doesn't want to lose any of that.
There you go.
It's the incentives. What do you mean?
There's no incentives.
She's being
Manipulating.
Dylan.
Yes, it is manipulating.
Dylan,
Thank you,
this is
Dylan.
textbook woman manipulation.
you.
I'm sorry, my dude,
Woman
but that is
manipulation.
exactly what you just read.
Whatever, man. We're never gonna come to terms on this.
Okay. If you want to show those kids on stream, that like, but I would tell like young men in the future, this is what it looks like when a girl is fucking with your head and throwing you a carrot and stringing you along to try to get something out of you. When she won't actually tell you no, but she won't actually tell you yes. Just don't hold your breath. Maybe in the future, and then boom. That's what. That
1,
is,
2,
I'm
3,
sorry,
4,
that is
5,
like-
6,
Let me just
7,
tell
8,
everybody home that
in a regular situation,
19,
like,
11,
like,
12,
I think it's
13,
more
14,
complicated when
15
he's like,
now.
when he's paying her, he's her boss. He is like a much bigger streamer that she like constantly uses the platform of. It's more complicated than just like a girl's fucking like along. I think it's more complicated than that. And I don't think I'm not comfortable like with that like accusation against her, knowing the other like context like of like.
Sure,
like,
you can be not comfortable all you want, but you have no problem throwing massive accusations against Prime Case. That's my problem. You're not affording him the same
unreciprocated
level of
sexual
discretion.
comments for 4 months, all the way to talking about somebody's ass. But when she said, if anything here, she's saying, "I literally cannot date you right now," and then he's like, "Ass, tits, da 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 da, all that."
Oh, GG.
Just curious.
It's not a
You win.
problem. By the way, if somebody says
how
I
much-
can't date you, if somebody says I can't date you, and then is that really?
I need
like,
to kill this
okay,
one.
So I'm gonna talk
Never
about.
thought about it. My bad.
If I'll kiss you, I've done all this, and I'm gonna make all these while they're saying no, die. Like it's pretty
She
like.
literally said, but she literally drops him like not in a you boys cootie kind of way.
Yeah,
she
because
literally
she doesn't
says
want
that.
to. Because she doesn't want to hurt him. That's the whole thing. She doesn't want to hurt him and end that.
Dylan.
She doesn't want to hurt him and end that that incentive relationship.
That beneficial
Okay, whatever.
relationship.
We're
Dylan,
fucking
listen to yourself.
Destiny. We've been talking for like
Can I
almost
ask
2
you,
to 3
sure, can I
hours
ask you
now.
one more question?
What
How
is
much
your
was
one
she
more
paying
question,
him?
Destiny?
How much was she paying him that it was such a huge power imbalance?
How much was she paying you from? Wait, well, let me.
How much was she
How much
paying you?
So it was access to the platform and $250. And she had not a lot of income at the time.
$250.
She didn't have a lot of income at the time.
$250.
And access to
a
the
month.
platform. My fucking god. Okay.
She's a college student. Like $250 is like a month that very much helps.
No, stop.
What do you
mean stop, Destiny? What do you mean
If you're
stop?
so
No.
fucking poor as a college student, and you're so fucked, you apply for financial student aid, you get a stipend from this little picker shit.
Rent
You're
in
not doing
Hagerstown
6
is
hours-
$450. That's over half the rent in some parts of Maryland.
Please.
What do you mean?
Okay, hold on. 'Cause now you're moving into territory that deeply offends me. Okay, shut the
Okay.
fuck up. Okay,
Okay.
no college
No,
student
tell
in
me
their
to shut the
right
fuck
mind,
up.
Dylan. No college student in their right mind is working 6 hours a night for $250 a month. You are fucking.
It's not
True.
only for the money. See, you're doing the same thing you accuse me of, isolating stuff. It's also for the
Oh
access
my
for platform
God.
because she wants to be a streamer.
All right. Do you have any final questions for me? Because oh fuck, I'm actually like personally offended by how like.
Personally,
fucking
no, I
clueless
don't
you
have any
guys
final questions. Goodbye. See you later.
are. Okay. Good luck.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Mama, it makes me have man and have woman.
Here we go. My guy.
All right. What do you got?
All right, can I just like I want to know what the dynamic is. Are you just like
the fuck
in
is
the
this?
washroom right now?
Yeah, I'm in the bathroom.
Just
I
kill
don't
him.
want your milk.
You're a fucking legend, bro.
Maybe boom boom.
Okay. I thought that there was a few
Because
things
I
I
can
wanted
always,
to say in the
or-
in the call, and I
Yeah.
guess I can take it up with you now. First of all, I want to say if I ever get canceled, I'm getting you as my lawyer. You're like the fucking Johnny Cochran of Twitch politics, bro. You.
Well, just don't fuck around and I can help you out, okay?
But I wanted to say, like, a couple of things. First of all, them talking for 5 hours, I agree that like we don't know what happened in those 5-hour calls, and I don't think that the implication, or I don't think that Kat is saying that like for 5 hours straight that he was being overly flirtatious during the whole call. Of course, the case is probably that for 4 hours and 50 minutes of the call, it was just friendly conversation. But every time that every time he would try to make a flirtatious like gesture, she was not reciprocating. Is that fair?
It's possible.
Okay, so if that's
But you've also got somebody on the other end that has like had like a sexual relationship now with at least 2 other Twitch like show hosts. So I mean, it could go either way, right? I mean, I'm just call it as I see it, right?
Sorry, I don't follow what are you saying?
It seems like she's entertained sexual relationships with at least 2 other show hosts. Yes.
Okay.
I need to take
But-
8 damage again.
So is it like unbelievable? Hold on. I'm not on like I'm not doing like any PC bullshit, okay? I don't care about that shit. I'm
Okay.
on vacation. I'm not gonna like, does that necessarily mean, no, not 100%, but like, I mean like, if you tell me she's been sexually involved with 2 other hosts of shows, and then you say that she's been talking to a guy for 6 hours who's like propositioning her and shit, and she's like saying like, well, I didn't say anything, you know, that I didn't like it because I wanted to advance my career, like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm guessing in the beginning it probably looked fairly mutual. I think that's a super easy inference that I can draw.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, sure. Let me even say that. Let's say that
Boom.
did happen. Okay, I'm being ultra charitable to
Boom.
Prime, and that's what you're being too,
Boom.
obviously. So
And then I have
let's
to
say
win.
at first maybe she wasn't as against it as she was at the end. I think that's what you're saying, yeah.
That's my guess.
Okay, let's say that that's the case, and I agree. But why can't it be the case that like Prime, after he sees like 1-word responses, picks up on this?
I think he should. If I saw 1-word responses like that, I would assume the girl's probably not interested.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think can't that just be the thing? Like
No,
that,
because
listen, like
apparently
you need
he
to have
doesn't
a little
see
bit
it
more
that way.
professionalism when you're in these kinds of spaces. And
First of all, these spaces have no professionalism. Everybody then has
Destiny,
fucking gremlin. Number one. Hold on. Number two.
Wait. Let's stay on this point. Just because people are unprofessional, it doesn't mean that this behavior should be condoned.
I'm not saying it, but the behavior was bad on both ends. You shouldn't start working for somebody that you're actively like having like a flirtatious relationship with.
Okay, but like let's say what you're saying is
I need
true,
this
is
card
that
out
she
of it. I
wanted
need
to,
a new
advance
damage
her
dealer
stream,
or anything
grow
else.
her numbers or whatever.
To be
like
clear, that's not what I'm saying. She admitted as much in her Twitlonger. She said that.
Yeah. Okay. And so let's say she was putting up with the flirtation to grow her stream.
Then she's
and
manipulating.
when it became, let's say, she got too uncomfortable with it, or whatever the case may be, that she was like, okay, listen, I'm not into this anymore. Like, or she didn't say that to herself. She said
It's
that,
not
and then she
charged.
portrayed
It's
it
not a
with her
charge.
short texts and flipping of her behavior.
Boom, boom.
Okay.
Okay, so then what
Yeah,
I
need to
agree with
go.
you that in the perfect world, someone should have told Prime, hey, you're being like over the top
Yes, agreed.
in this situation, you shouldn't do it. But like I think that there was enough signs there to still be able to take that point away. That's basically my
I mean, it's possible, but it's hard to say. It would have been nice if there was a single type of clear communication otherwise, right? And you got to understand that if a guy's got a crush on somebody and he's actively working with her, like as soon as he gets any hints in the beginning, it's going to be really hard to just drop that. Most guys can't put that up. I'm going to be totally honest. I don't know all the time if even I can put those down, and I can read people generally pretty well. And there have been times where I'll look back and like, oh fuck, I don't think she's interested, but like maybe she was a while ago. Maybe you start telling lies to yourself, right? Maybe she's just like busy right now. Maybe blah 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 blah. And if she's never giving like a clear signal, no. If she's not actually saying anything that's making her uncomfortable, if she continues to entertain like these super long phone calls,
I can't kill
was
the
making
the
signal
thing.
clear, I think that she
no,
was.
you're dead wrong.
Bro, when someone says, we can go over the shits again. When someone is trying to spit game and say you're gorgeous and they're getting no reciprocation, 5-6 messages in a row, you don't think that that's a clear message?
I think that no.
I just personally
you
think
have to
it's
infer it. Now, personally, I would think it's pretty clear. Like I said,
Okay,
I
yeah,
see that
that's
much.
same, yeah.
However, that's not enough to say that this person is a sexual harasser. Do you understand?
Sure, of course,
the
yeah.
issue. Hold on. Okay, I don't want to have a big argument with you about social cues because we probably agree on everything.
Oh, just
Argument
wait,
that I'm
wait.
having, the issue I'm having is that people are saying can't read social cues equals sexual fucking pest. That's a huge jump,
okay,
right?
one sec,
Because a sex pest to me is somebody that is getting like, somebody's saying like, please stop, I don't like this. And like, oh fuck you, I'm gonna keep doing it, blah 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 blah. Like that's the level that we need to be at for sexual harassment. That's why I keep asking, did anybody tell Prime, hey, she is not into this, you need to stop? Because otherwise, like she already admitted as much that she's stringing him along. Like this is what happens in people's minds when you get like mind fucked like this. When a girl is yo-yoing you for fucking personal gain, which is what she admitted to doing.
Okay, to be clear, I just don't know if there's evidence of yo-yoing. It's like
she literally said exactly that.
Wait, one sec, Destiny,
I want
one
to
sec.
further my career.
Okay,
I'm not going to tell, and I don't like this because I can get further. She's yo-yoing him. She's literally stringing him along.
One sec, bro. Hang on. Couple of things I want to bring up, okay? I don't want to get lost. I have two things I want to bring up. First of all, yo-yoing suggests that it's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If it was flirtatious and then it stops being flirtatious, I don't consider that yo-yoing. Do you?
The problem is that there was no clear-cut sign of like, we stopped all of our conversations here, we stopped doing this here, we stopped the long conversations. It seemed like it was a thing that got strung along.
Okay, but would you agree with me that if it was the case that that it was like flirtatious at the start, then this switched over time and it didn't yo-yo, then that would be a different situation, yeah?
Potentially,
okay.
But we're still in the realm of like he should have read social cues better. Not that he's a sexual harasser.
Okay, now this brings me to my next point. My next point is, let's say, again, we're going to be ultra charitable, that yeah, he was just not reading the social cues correctly, okay, and let's say that goes on for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4. How many days does it go on before you say, no, this is getting into the harassment territory, even though I don't feel comfortable to tell him to his face?
There are like
can't you see that
yeah, we can have a conversation where she is so mentally inhibited that she's not able to do that. But before we hit that point to where she's that mind fucked, we have to call Dylan a rapist. Do you understand that?
No. Can you draw the connection here?
If Prime Case is dealing with a girl that is so mentally incompetent that she has no ability to tell him for $250 a month, please stop, then Dylan is probably a rapist because he literally has this woman in his fucking house, like doing work for him and shit.
Okay.
How is that a healthy dynamic? You have to understand that the pressure and the power that Dylan has is tenfold greater over her than the $250 a month and some internet clout that Prime Case has.
Okay.
Right? There's no way that you can have it both ways. That she's so mentally inhibited that she can't possibly. Yeah, go.
I brought this up to Dylan right before you called. Okay, Dylan. I was talking to Dylan. I said a lot of people are bringing up the fact that, which by the way, you did a masterful job of getting him to admit that they were dating. That you're dating someone and you're working with them, right? I think that's a
dating someone, living with them.
Sure, that's a
but
fair.
Not working with them.
Okay,
you're dating, living, and working under your boss.
Sure,
that's what's happening.
I agree, but don't you think that? And I again don't condone this. Okay, I don't think you should be fucking with people that you work with and shit like that, especially in this space where everything's weird. But don't you think that it could be the case that she was actually interested in Dylan but not interested in Prime? Which makes it then understandable why this dynamic is a little bit different.
There are cases.
Sorry, can I finish? Okay. And the other thing I was gonna say is, it could be the case
that
$250 at the beginning was very valuable,
or maybe
not just for the monetary reason, because I agree working 6 hours a day for $250 a month is stupid, but maybe she was seeing the bigger picture that, like, hey, if this guy grows,
this is way better.
It's more than just the 250 is what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 takes. Okay, I'm gonna give you the 2021 rhetoric take, and then I'm gonna give you the real as fuck take. That
all right,
let's like super tired of this. Okay,
let's do it.
So the 2021 take, okay, is that I don't believe that if we're going to say that she couldn't navigate a relationship with a guy that she was flirting with or wasn't flirting with for $250 a month, that she's capable of navigating that relationship responsibly with a person she has to live with and relies on for like actual sustenance. I don't believe that.
Okay, sorry, can you repeat it? I just got a sub if fucking fuck with me.
Yeah, no problem. That like, if she is so incapable of navigating whatever she had with Prime K's, that she would then be able to do it with Dylan. I don't think that's possible because Dylan is going to have like so much more power over her than Prime Case is. She's not even able to manage that whatever friendship they had. How the fuck is she? How would we expect to manage the Dylan thing? And then the
maybe it's just the case that they're lucky that Dylan's lucky that she's actually into him. And that
Sure.
you're right. If she
Real-
wasn't into him, that it would be really fucking
Sure.
weird. And
Yes,
There
it
might
could be, but
the
it's
case that there
so.
might be students and teachers that legitimately could like date, and it's not harmful. That are like,
Well,
not like.
when you say, are we talking about university? Wait, because you're not talking about high school.
Hold on, stop. Yeah, I'm not talking
Okay.
about 9-year-olds dating their
No, but even high school.
Sorry, yeah. Or an 18-year-old dating a 25-year-old teacher, or 20. Yeah, it is possible, but we would say that those types of relationships are always immoral because the student doesn't know if they're going to be punished for saying no to the
Teacher.
superior. Do you understand?
Yeah,
That's why we say
superior,
that those
sure.
relationships are, even if it is the case that they genuinely like each other and wouldn't actually do anything bad, it's impossible for the person in the lower power position to navigate, right?
Okay, sure.
Okay, that's one thing. Okay, the second, the real thing, okay, I'm sorry, bro, but
Yeah.
we have to stop treating women like retarded children. Like, this is
True.
so ridiculous. I'm sorry, bro. Like, if you can't handle telling a guy on the internet, please don't like send me. You need to leave the internet and do something else. I'm sorry. I know that sounds really harsh, but oh my fucking god, bro. Life is so much harder than a guy flirting with you on the fucking Discord. Not like, no way, dude. This
Okay,
is outrageous.
would you extend this argument to real life flirtation?
No, because real life is different and scarier. Because in real life, if you say no to a guy, he can fucking kill you.
Okay.
It's way fucking different. Yeah, it's way different.
And what about if he could kill your Twitch career, let's say? You don't think
Prime
that's
isn't killing, bro. Prime barely has a Twitch career. What do you mean?
Listen, I'm saying when
If
10,000 views streaming?
only.
I know you've been in the game for a long ass time, okay?
I'd want
And
to keep my
I don't want to burn the
minions.
bridge and shit. But what I'm saying is when you're a new streamer, and I was a new streamer just last year, every little fucking thing, it makes a massive difference, bro. Even if in the big scheme it doesn't, when you're in the moment, that one raid or that one host or that
Hosts and raids do not do anything.
Bro, if we wanted to go that route, where we're saying that power differential is why she was doing the thing she did, then we need to have an honest conversation about the other power differential, and that's that desperate, socially awkward young men will do some crazy shit for pussy, and it can ruin their life. And we need to have an honest conversation about how women can string men along and get them in potentially life-ending situations because of the power of the pussy over that guy. If you want to have a real conversation about power dynamics, we can do that. But we need to talk about the other end of that, where she literally, in her tweet longer, is saying shit like, I was going to tell him to stop, but damn, dude, I get to fucking work on this show. I'm getting all the viewers. I'm getting fucking hosts. Like, come on, dude. Are you serious? This is like textbook stringing somebody along for gain. What the fuck?
I agree that she was doing it for her own gain at the start, but that doesn't mean that I guess
And
I
I'll
don't
just
see
kill
what
him.
you're saying.
Keep the board
I
and
don't
kill
really
him.
see what you're saying here on
What
that.
I'm saying is that, one, nothing really bad happened here. Okay?
Okay.
Nobody got fucking raped.
I
Nobody
agree.
got fucking like sexually assaulted.
Okay.
Nobody's cat is getting their head chopped off.
Sure.
What happened was, it sounds like a guy made some dumb comments, maybe even like sexually inappropriate comments on Discord calls.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like he thought that maybe he could win the girl. That's what it sounded like. Now, is that good? No, pretty bad. But now, here's something that changes it a lot.
Okay. Mhm.
This is something that would change it a lot. If she had explicitly talked to him and said, "Hey, I don't appreciate that. You need to knock it off, bro," and he
I
still
have to
did
kill.
it, now we're on
Oh.
another level of fucked upness.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
And the thing, yeah, go.
So if when he says you're gorgeous, whatever, and she says stop, or she doesn't reciprocate that, you don't think that that's some pretty much,
Bro, I'm just, I hate, okay. Okay. I have interacted with a lot of women, okay? I'm just say that, okay? Everybody communicates in a different way. Like, there was a girl who I would say some shit, like, I would talk about, like, how much I love her fucking pussy, okay? And she would call me the F-slur. That would be her way of responding. Like, people flirt and say crazy shit in a lot of ways.
Yes,
when
they do.
people come out here and they say shit like, "Oh, if somebody says die," well, very clearly what they're saying is, metaphorically, they wish that you would die on this disc. That's bullshit, dude.
But the
people
thing...
flirt and do... No, hold on.
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
People flirt and joke around and josh around and do a bunch of crazy shit. If you're a guy and you're already being strung along by a girl and she's responding to shit like that, and she's like, "Oh, die," or whatever, that could be playful. You don't fucking know that. Now, I think he should have backed off because it seemed like she wasn't interested. But fuck, dude. Like, who am I here to judge the guy? Like, who's like socially awkward, who's young, who like maybe doesn't have access to women like that, and is like getting this like kind of strung along in front of him. Like, fuck.
Okay, but I agree that, like, I agree with what you just said. I just don't understand. Okay, would you be okay with if we call it sexual misconduct, I guess?
I guess, but the problem is when you throw like sexual in front of anything, he sounds like a fucking rapist. Like that's who people are seeing now. Prime K's the fucking rapist. Like who wants to go on the Prime rape?
Why do you have to
tonight?
take
That
it?
guy's a
Why do you have to
rapist.
take it to the all the way to the extreme on this? Like, there's tons of
Dylan's stream
sex.
title was. No, come on, dude. Dylan's stream title was literally sexual harasser. Prime K sexually harasses employees. That was the tweet. Come on.
Okay,
What do you think people are gonna view it as?
Okay,
Keep.
Maybe I can have some issue with that. I'll agree that maybe
Make him
saying
into 3.
sexual harasser, maybe saying sexual misconduct or inappropriate behavior would have been probably more accurate. Can we agree on that?
Him a sex pest.
Hashtag
they're
make
gonna
Gobold
release it.
Geomancer
Okay,
823.
so now let's try to have some constructive discussion. What do you think? Do you think that Dylan? Do you think this was like a cancellation effort, like in order, like that Prime ruined his career kind of thing?
No.
The problem is like I'm not going to defend any of this because past this point I have to do hardcore speculation on
Sure.
intuition of people that I don't know that well. But what it feels like to me is that one, how do you make a guy feel special? You shit talk your exes. Like, oh, like that dude, like, oh, I didn't like him. I'm not involved with him. He's creepy, especially if you're still flirting with him, right? So Katarina already had a boyfriend, was flirting with other guys. She admitted as much to Prime K's in her DMs. Like, she doesn't stay faithful to people, right? She's already had sexual relations with other. Like, maybe she could just be saying some shit where it's like, oh yeah, like Prime, that dude's creepy. Like, I don't like him. I've had girls say shit like that to me when I know they're fucking lying. Where I ask a girl like, oh, did you date this guy, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh yeah, like I hated him, right? And like that bullshit, bitch. You're fucking lying. You're trying to gas me up. Like girls do that shit all the time. I'm sorry, but they do. That's
Okay,
just
okay.
And you know what? And yeah, and guys do it too. Guys do
Okay.
it too. Let me be clear. Yeah, this is a guy and girl thing. A guy will say something like, oh, I hated that girl. I hated her.
Yeah,
She's
my
nasty.
last
Fuck her.
relationship sucked or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
People do that shit all the time. So that's one thing that's happening. And then two, if Katarina does have a problem, and this is like a really easy way to knock off Prime, Dylan has a lot of incentive. One, his new, like, freshly minted girlfriend really doesn't like Prime, so that's one reason to go after him. Two, it's an easy, like, show knockoff that opens
Can I
up a
stop
whole bunch
you?
of gas and shit to him. Well, yeah, and real quick, and then
Yeah.
three, Samantha, another person working behind the scenes, also really doesn't like Prime and has a lot of incentive to knock him off too. And all of these people
Only
are
this was
working
the
on
D1
conjunction to,
damage.
like, leak logs, reveal things, right? Samantha's the one that showed him the war room thing. Katarina's the one that's giving him like the screenshots, and then he's the one that's going live on his live stream to have a huge 5,000 viewer stream to talk about this without Katarina's like without Katarina doing it herself. Like, yeah, I see all the incentives in my opinion pretty clearly, but that's a lot of speculation. I could be off on something.
Okay, sure. But don't you think that if Katarina, I think, is saying to Dylan, talking shit about Prime, that there's like, why do you think she was talking shit for?
Why do I think she's talking shit about Prime?
Yeah, like besides the
That-
fact
that could
that
be
she
true.
felt uncomfortable talking to him.
It could be a combination. It's one, maybe Prime actually was like pushing too hard and was a little creepy, so it could be partially legitimate. Two, it might be that she's trying to show Hans and Dylan like, oh, I don't like Prime, fuck that guy, like I'm moved past him, so that they're not feeling worried about her like going to him or something. And then three, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. I can't give you like. I would have to be a mind reader. I'm being honest with you. It's all speculation. I don't know that 100%.
Okay.
But none of this is relevant to building the case of like. You have to understand. Calling somebody out on sexual harassment. Okay, one, that's a big claim. Two, these motherfuckers record everything. Okay, I don't know how much time. No, I know you have, motherfucker. You've seen the fucking back rooms of these people talking. You see all the.
No, I
screenshots, you see all the
don't have time for that shit. I
Fear
wanna know,
damage?
man.
Oh my god.
Bro.
Oh,
I feel like you DMing me like all the time.
they changed it.
Nah, bro.
They
I'll
changed
DM you bad tweets and shit if people cringe too.
Alright, maybe I'm not gonna do that, but like, these people fucking record and screenshot fucking everything, okay? If there was some crazy shit going down, there would be a recording of it. Like, if it was like a one-time thing, maybe not, but if this was like harassment that was lasting for like months, and she'd already talked to other people, like, come on, man. If you're gonna like cancel somebody this hard, I'm gonna need to see at least a motherfucking screenshot, if not some audio recordings. Like, holy shit.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's say with this current evidence presented, how would you have dealt with something like this?
How would, as who?
As the Dylan and Katarina party.
As
Like you saying that
what? Which one?
they shouldn't have gone public with it, or
Like if everything happened legitimately as it did?
yeah, like let's say with the current evidence that's presented, let's say Katarina felt uncomfortable, but she went and told him. and
Just let it
everything
live.
out, but you're saying
Please.
that they shouldn't have gone public with it, maybe?
My policy is that if I'm burning somebody publicly, there's two things that are occurring here. One is that either like they've made something public first, or I have to because my hands is forced. And two, if I'm gonna do it, there's gonna be no fucking doubt that by the time I'm done running my mouth, that you have not seen every piece of evidence that you need to see to be 100% convinced of whatever the fuck I'm telling you. There's no fucking way that I would ever come out and be like, oh yeah, that guy, he sexually harassed me like for months.
But your point, you initially agreed with me that the point was that he was being inappropriate in DMs, and you agreed that that was evident in the presented evidence.
Yeah, inappropriate in terms of like bad at reading social cues. I didn't see anything that was sexual harassment.
I guess
Not in
Bro, I think
the
it's weird to
text
fucking call
messages,
people
no.
in this space, yo, you're so gorgeous. Like, I don't know. I think that's inappropriate.
What do you mean? They were already flirting before she started working with him.
There was no
Yeah.
If
evidence.
you think that's inappropriate, are you critical then of her, of the fact that she's like had this whatever thing with Prime, and now she's
Don't do it, please. Please don't do it, guys.
Bro, I am. I don't think people in this space should be fucking.
Fuck this guy,
crossing the
okay?
line here.
Fuck him. Like,
And we can
just
say that, but everybody does it anyway. I guarantee you, whatever
I don't
fucking
need to taunt
hospital you
right
work
now.
at, I guarantee you that the staff there is all fucking and everything too, because it happens in every fucking workplace. Yeah, now nothing is immune to this shit, okay? And I bet they say that same bullshit there too. Don't fuck the other staff. Don't fuck it. Don't fuck everything. Everybody fucks it, and their coworkers.
Yes,
so you
they
spend
do.
time around them. I agree with you. It's a bad idea, but fuck, it happens. And I'm not about to call somebody a fucking rapist because one of these things goes a little sour.
Okay. I guess, like, to me, the DMs, if anything, I just hold. Listen, I don't even think this is cancelable. Like, I don't think that Dylan is canceled after this. I think that. I'm not sorry.
No,
Prime.
no.
I meant Prime.
Yeah.
I don't think Prime
How
is
is
canceled.
Prime not canceled when
Because
you're saying he was
do you think
sexually
Chud-
harassing his employee for
Okay, one
months?
sec. Do you think Chud Logic was canceled?
He kind of.
I needed one more damage, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I don't know
I
why
think that when these things happen, there's some sort of reflection that we can do
Boom.
as the person who got caught in 4K. We do a little bit of reflection, change our behavior, apologize, take some time off.
First of all, Chud Logic's cancellation. First of all, one, I defended Chud Logic hard.
I know.
Okay, I went to bat hard, and I don't know because I don't know if I made a difference in it, but also two, Chud Logic's logs were literally the dumbest fucking cancellation attempt I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Okay.
It was literally mutual flirting on both sides.
Okay, so do you have any examples of people who were legitimately canceled in this space over this innocuous? I don't think so.
I mean, like in the
genuinely
esports
think
world, it
that-
happened to. In the esports world, it's happened to a ton of people. What do you mean? In terms of like people making like an accusation and it's not 100% credible or it's not completely correct, and then like everything gets so super fucked or whatever. Like look at like Call Me Carson, right? That's like a huge dude that got sex accused because he like flirted with 17-year-old when he was 19.
Okay. I don't know.
It might be the case that nothing would have happened to Prime, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like this is just kind of like a hey, you take some time off, you reflect, you fucking don't do this shit anymore, you come back and you
Yeah,
move
but it's
on.
like I can say the same with drunk driving, bro. Like 9 times out of 10, when you go drunk driving, nothing's probably gonna happen. Like most of the time, you're not gonna get in an accident, right? But maybe sometimes, you kill a family of 4, right? Why the fuck would you force somebody else to roll the dice on that when somebody else is like attacking them for bullshit reasons?
Sorry,
right?
I don't see
It's
the drunk
possible, yeah.
driving. Can you explain the drunk driving analogy here?
Sure, you might drunk drive 9 times out of 10 and be safe. You don't
Okay.
even get an accident. Maybe you hit a mailbox once.
Yeah.
One time you fucking, you kill a family of 4, right?
And now,
So you never drunk drive.
How does this connect to Twitch?
Maybe we let people bullshit cancel somebody like, Prime Case. Maybe 9 times out of 10, nothing happens. He's fine or whatever. But maybe one of those 10 times, maybe his career is fucked. Maybe enough people don't go on his shows anymore. They're like, I'm getting away from this guy. He's toxic.
Do you think that
Like
women?
what?
Do you think that women, well, which most of the time in these cases it's women should not express their concerns about people's behavior because 1 out of 10 times they might be canceled unjustly?
I think that always, when you express concerns about people's behavior, you should do it in a responsible manner. Yeah, of course. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I assume that Katarina and Dylan think that they were responsible in this case. They brought the evidence
Golden,
that they had.
nice.
They had the Samantha Banana. And listen, I'm not saying anything about Samantha Banana. I've never interacted. One time I interacted with Samantha Banana. I have not taken sides here. I'm just saying that They brought what they thought was decent enough evidence to show that he was acting inappropriately, and then they presented it. I don't think we ever really got to like a prescription of how he could redeem himself or anything like that.
I don't know how you can think that the evidence was ever sufficient for the claim of sexual harassment.
Okay, I'll say maybe sexual harassment wasn't right, but sexual misconduct. Like I don't
Maybe
know
you
where
can
we're
get
going.
that
They
one.
made it better. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I will even say that maybe Dylan shouldn't have titled his stream
Way
that way.
better.
I'll say that. Okay, but I don't know.
Do you think that this is a case where if somebody would have directly said to Prime, hey, this is kind of behavior is inappropriate, you shouldn't do this, that maybe Prime would have stopped?
Could be.
I don't know. He
I don't
knew
know.
about the Kurt situation.
No, he didn't. Why do you say that?
Wait, he didn't. When did the Kurt situation go down?
Literally, like, he found out, I think yesterday, he messaged me and said, yo, there's some shit brewing, and then today, like, went
Wait,
live.
pause. I'm talking about Kurt, his producer who got canned time ago.
Oh, I don't remember
The same
about
shit.
Kurt
That's
thing.
what I'm trying to say. Is this same shit happened with his producer who was messaging streamers and telling them to fuck.
One
I
more
wish I could
game.
remember, bro, but it was like about 4 or 5 months ago, and he had to fire his own producer over sexual misconduct with panel guests.
Sure.
Maybe. That was like a lot of weird shit. But one, because he was also like asking them for money to join. I don't know. That was weird. But the
Yeah, he was
but that
asking.
one,
He was his producer was asking about porn references to
sure,
panel.
yeah,
Okay.
I understand. He was like doing inappropriate things, but that wasn't Prime. That was his producer. And
Okay.
once he found out, right? Didn't he fire him?
Yeah, okay, he did after he like tried to defend him for a while and shit. But don't you think that should be like, hey, be careful, be extra careful, like don't fuck around with panelists. I don't know.
Sure, but his behavior with Katarana was nowhere near as bad as some of Kurt's messages. They're asking about like lesbian porn and
Yeah,
shit,
I agree.
right?
I agree.
Sure, you're comparing like Hey Gorgeous to like, hey, what's your favorite lesbian fucking scissor video, right? Like,
No,
So
well,
I'm just saying
I'm
that,
not
like,
comparing them. I'm not comparing them.
sure.
I'm just
I'm
yeah.
just saying that like it seems pretty plausible here that if you wanted somebody's behavior to change and that's what you're legitimately concerned about, then you approach them privately first. You're like, hey, like you're doing this, like we need to stop.
Yeah.
Not like you never actually directly confront them ever, and then like a month later with their lead competitor, you go on a huge fucking live stream and drop the allegations.
Yeah.
How does that
Make
ever
haste.
come off as looking like good faith? Like it just looks like you're on a cancel spree. You're trying to fucking destroy somebody.
Elun
I
will
mean,
want you
listen,
to
I'm not
die
on
to
your
my
guys' level
blade.
to ever
Or
have
stab.
like bombshell fucking leaks to drop, but and I don't know how I honestly don't know how I would have dealt with it in that situation. Like, let's say another streamer was harassing my fiance. I really don't know how I would deal with it. If I would go behind the scenes or if I would publicly out them, I really don't know. But I guess you're saying that they should have kept it behind closed doors.
I mean, like, when you say like fiance, like she was like flirting with like other guy, or I don't know, I don't understand the comparison 100%, I guess. But
Like, the thing is that you're saying flirting, and I'm entertaining the fact that you're saying flirting, but she never said that she was reciprocating this. She was friendly.
do you agree with me that it looks like at one point in time it was probably more mutual, or do you disagree with that?
I will
Or
say,
are you one of those guys that's going to say that like, oh no, morning calls from people that are flirting with you, that's actually just like a totally platonic thing?
okay, hang on. Couple of things. First of all, I will agree with you that it obviously got worse.
Go in
as
this one.
The situation.
And I can always
Yeah,
heal.
but it seemed like either she changed her mind or he got more
She
heavy or
definitely
something.
changed her mind. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but the morning platonic call thing, I don't know. I could see that being a thing. Like fucking, I don't know.
Here's a question I'm going to ask you.
Sure.
What do you think is there
4,
are two
5,
numbers?
6.
The number of guys,
8,
the number of girls that a guy will fuck in his lifetime. Okay.
Okay.
And the second one is the number of girls that a guy will provide a wake-up call for in his lifetime. Which one of those numbers do you think is going to be
Which
bigger?
one of those do you think is more common?
It's
You
going to
know
be
this,
you're going to fuck.
you
you're-
know this.
You are going to fuck more girls than you're going to provide a fucking romantic
Because
wake-up
people
call
don't,
to. Okay,
bro,
come on, dude.
bro. Because people
Bro.
don't ask for
Bro.
wake-up calls usually. It's an uncommon thing, but pretty much
It's
everyone
so
wants to fuck.
uncommon. I
Come
think
on.
it's stupid, but
Sure, but this is like arguably one of like the most kind of like romantic cutesy things you can do for somebody. Like,
So he can
it
kill
is
him.
such an unbelievably
Honestly,
romantic thing. Like,
Okay, hang on.
I want to wake up and I want to hear your voice. This is like some shit you do in high school on a Saturday, where you're like, I'm gonna call my crush like first thing in the morning and wake up. We're gonna fall asleep on the phone. Like, this is
Sure.
like some fucking 101, like hardcore, like I am stuck on this person shit.
Okay, but I agree,
Wait.
but can you see, let's say, for example, two girls doing this? Hey, call me tomorrow and wake me up.
Yeah.
So it can be
That's
fucking
different, though.
platonic.
Yes, but in that case, if one of the girls had been actively flirting with the other one, then it wouldn't be platonic.
Oh, after survives. Oh my
Okay,
god,
but
it survives
again,
damage.
and this goes back to
Oh
my
my god, I
original
thought
point, which
no.
was just because you can be platonic with someone, okay? Let's say you and I are friends, but then every once in a while I throw a little fucking flirt at you or a little some bullshit, and you're uncomfortable with that aspect of it, but you enjoy my friendship.
Yeah, so I'll take the L on this because I know it's always going to be an unpopular take because of where we're at culturally. But I would say that you have a responsibility to acknowledge that, and if you don't, you're a piece of shit stringing the other person along.
Sorry, can you?
If
When you say
know the
you,
other-
who do you mean by you have to acknowledge that?
whoever, if you are in a relationship, or when I say relationship, I mean like friendship. If you have a friendship with somebody and you can tell that they're like kind of flirty with you and they're really into you and you don't feel that way about them, but you still entertain the rest of the friendship and you never directly like confront the other thing,
Yeah.
you are mind fucking that
Oh,
person.
I know.
You are a
Oh my
fucking
god, I
piece of
could
shit.
you coined
That's
it.
what I would say. And I think that that type of abuse is just as bad as abusing any other power dynamic. I think that is super fucked up to do to somebody.
Now, I agree that leading people on is not. You're saying leading people on, basically.
You can say that, but some people are like, well, to lead someone on, you have to do something active. Bullshit. There are plenty of people that know that there's some motherfucker that is like hopelessly hung up on them, and if they ask them like, oh, can I get a ride to work, or can you watch my dog or cat, or blah blah blah, you will never fuck this guy, you will never do anything romantic with this guy or girl, but you know that they're like super hung up on you. You never address that, you just kind of string them along. That shit is fucked up. Even if you never directly hit on them, I think that shit is fucked up.
What if you're directly dry with them? I guess you still say that's fucked up.
I mean, it depends. If they've had a conversation with like, oh, you know, like, I don't know if I date you now, like, you know,
Silence
don't
a
want to brag, but
meme,
honestly,
then
like,
give it 3 health.
And like, I think that that's like
Thanks,
just say no.
sucker.
We
But
should
don't
be
you
able
know?
to ask.
But bro, you are one of the most forward motherfuckers. Okay, you're holding other people to your standard of clarity and communication. Not everyone's
Sure.
like that.
I understand, but that's your fault. If
Bad
you want
play.
to play games,
Why can't
you're
it
gonna
be
fucking play
okay,
games.
And,
If
and
you,
it-
no, hold
wait,
on,
one
hold on.
second, no,
If-
wait,
Oh, yeah,
one
I can,
second. And it's also Prime's
sure.
fault that he's not able to pick up on cues. If you
Sure,
don't pick up on social
100%.
cues, you're
Agreed.
gonna get in trouble.
Agreed. But
Okay.
it's both of their faults because Katarina wanted to play games too. You don't want to play games, you say, yo, I'm not into this. Like, fuck off, or I'm not talking to you anymore. Boom. But if you want to play games, oh well, maybe in the blah 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 blah, blah then you're gonna play games.
So
Don't
just
cry
to
at
be-
the end when shit gets fucked because you're contributing to that mind fuck environment. Like take some ownership, take some agency of your own life. And if a guy is hitting on you online, right? People are missing so many of the fucking reasons why these things are traditionally really toxic, okay? When you weigh 100 fucking pounds, okay, and you've got a guy next to you that's 200 pounds, and you're in bed together, and you're kissing, and he's propositioning you, it's really fucking hard to say no to a guy in that position. That's really hard to do for a lot of reasons. But people like to think that this translates to every place. If you can't say no to a guy that's flirting with you online, bro, you are mind fucked. Fix yourself. Get the fuck off the internet and go worry about whatever the fuck is wrong in your head. You can't communicate with somebody on a fucking like text box. Because life gets so much harder than that. What the fuck?
Okay, yes, people should have good social skills. Is that what you're saying?
People should have the bare minimum social skills. That's what I'm saying.
And taking one-word answers and not fucking... I think that's worse.
I agree that Prime fucked up, but you agree, you have to, because you haven't shown me pictures otherwise, that Katarina never said, yo, you need to stop.
And what I'm saying is, yeah, she didn't say that, but... She doesn't necessarily have to say that when 7 messages in a row are no, yes, no, ew. Come on, bro.
I think coining.
I don't know. He's
is
got to be over
better.
20.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between 21 and 28.
Oh wait, she's 28 and he's 21.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how old he is.
You ever study any psychology?
No, I'm physics,
Okay.
but like in medicine.
Okay. I'm gonna do a
He's
quick
coming
thing,
at me.
okay? I hope
I
you understand
don't think I
gambling
want
and toxic
to do the
relationships,
damage.
alright?
Go ahead. Are you
It
gonna
might
tell me
become
about negative reinforcement, positive? punishment
No,
and
no, no,
shit?
no, no. I think this has to do. I think this is called operant conditioning. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There
Yeah.
are,
And
there are
just
like
you
there
play
are
this
like
card now.
four
I can play
different
it.
ways that you can kind of like
Don't do
train
anything.
behavior in somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first way is you do an action a set number of times, and then you get a reward after a set number of times performing the action.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is you do something a random number of times, and then you get like a reward.
Let's
a
go,
random number of
baby.
pulls, whatever,
Let's.
the third one is you pull it, and after you pull it, there's an actual like time period.
Okay, one more game.
Where you get a reward, and then another one is like you pull it, and then there's like a random.
Yeah,
like,
variable interval, fixed interval, or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, cool. You know the terminology.
Yeah.
So I wish I could remember the experiment, but there's one where they got like a pigeon to like see how many times they could get it to poke on a box, and I think that for 3 of them, I think they can get it to poke like it's like 10 or 15 times or whatever. There is one conditioning one. It was I think it's the variant pull with the variant reward. So when you perform an action a variable number of times and you get rewarded a random amount of times after doing it, they can get like a bird to like hit this box like 10,000 fucking times.
Mm-hmm.
This is how slot machines and casinos work.
Yeah. Variable interval reward system.
Ah.
Yeah. It's also how toxic mindfucky relationships work sometimes. If I message a girl 1, 2, 3 times and I don't get the right response, 4 or 5, maybe I get a hit. Okay.
I want more interaction at the beginning.
We try it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy shit, she threw me another bone. Thank God. When you're on that type of relationship treadmill mindfuck,
These
you
two
can
are very
message
good.
a girl 20 or 30 times thinking that you're gonna get a fucking hit.
Let me ask you a question.
Absolutely go.
I agree. Okay. Do you excuse the person who spends their life savings on the slot machine by saying that, well, it was a slot machine? Or does the person who's falling for the slot machine have responsibility there too?
There's two responsibilities to this.
There is
right?
2 responsibilities.
No, it falls mostly on the player.
No, what?
Not at all, dude.
No.
I'll tell you that it is so extreme on the other side that if you have players that are coming into your casino and they're losing their ass every time, you can get sued by the state and lose your license if you're not showing that you're demonstrating as a casino that you're taking steps to remove these people from the premises. Like you have a legal responsibility as a casino operator to make sure that people aren't getting absolutely fucked over and over again in your slot machines.
That's
this is
pretty
why
cool
they have to make
that they have
minimum donations to like 1-800-bets-off and shit. Like you absolutely have a responsibility as a gambling machine runner to make sure that your people are not losing their minds.
Yeah.
So how do you stop them, I guess? Just
As
out of
a
curiosity,
casino,
this is unrelated to the Prime shit, but I'm wondering. I always thought casinos love it when people fucking go broke and lose their shit.
Well, that's the meme, but they don't actually. What casinos want are regular players to come in, but they want you to leave feeling happy. So there are like a couple of like key things to look for. Like if customers are leaving upset every single time, if they're irritated or agitated when they're playing, especially if they're having negative interactions with other like employees or customers, like these are things that you look out for. If you see this over and over again, like you'll pull like a floor boss to come over, or like the casino manager of the day or whatever, to come over and talk to this person, and you can get them blacklisted from a casino if it's too much. Like people will meme about how like casinos want to steal your money. They don't. Casinos want regular inflows of customers that are leaving with like positive experiences. That's why casinos have like 50 million ways for you to win on these slot pulls and shit. Because if everybody went in and lost all their money, they wouldn't have repeat customers.
Gotcha. Okay, so listen, can we say that... Okay, I think we can draw some... First of all, do you think you burned the bridge with Dylan?
Hell no.
Let me ask you a better question. Would you be willing to burn the bridge with Dylan to defend this position?
Oh, the position, yes.
I don't like... for whatever reason. I don't view my positions as like what friendships do I want to keep. Like I view my positions in terms of like this is what I see happening or whatever.
Well, of course.
I like Dylan. Like I'm not gonna like. I don't burn bridges. Like like I'll pour the gasoline. I guess if the other side wants to set the match, then I mean they can knock themselves out. But like I feel like Prime is like. I think that Prime has problems, but like. Man, dude, watching a guy like this who is probably gonna like fucking feel suicidal for the next 2 weeks, like potentially lose like his whole shit when he's on this grind or whatever because of like some fucking girl that like is blaming her autism on not being able to say no in a Discord call. Man, dude, that just fucks me apart. Like that's like a really shitty.
I hope he doesn't have another one.
And he has nobody in his corner. And he has nobody
4.
to like represent.
It was 5. Oh my god! I was like, he can't kill me. It's 5. It's 5. So he has to coin. You know.
In this fucking field, people like fucking Samantha and all the other weirdos behind the scenes that are like dogpiling onto him with this shit.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna disagree with you. that probably the best thing would have been for someone to tell him, yo, fucking cut it out. Like, obviously, I think we're in agreement that
He's
that
going to
would
go
have been the best
face.
way to handle this.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He isn't?
I don't
He
know.
is.
I guess. I don't know.
Interesting.
I-
Okay, okay.
Like, okay, let me ask you a question. Let's say that they went and they told him in private, made it very clear, yo, you made Katarina uncomfortable, and then few
Oh,
months
wait.
down the road, we see
I don't want that.
some
Ooh.
other person comes out with a similar allegation. Then you would say it would be okay to take it out into public?
Here's what I want to see, okay?
Yeah.
Because there's two types of people, and this is what people like. I'm trying to think of like, fuck. Do you understand that? Let's say that I'm with a girl, okay? Let's say that I'm fucking a girl, and let's say that I'd like, let's say that I like go to choke or whatever, because I think she's into it, and it's like a little bit too hard. And she tells me like, "Hey, stop," right?
Mm-hmm.
If I stop there and I made her uncomfortable, right? That's not a good thing. But let's say that I ignore and I keep going, right? Just a little bit longer. Even if I keep going for like 10 or 15 seconds longer. In one of these situations, if a girl was asking me advice, I would say in the first one, like, oh shit, like, you know, like, yeah, you fucked up. You guys need to communicate better during sex, figure out like a stoplight, whatever you have.
Okay,
right?
he's going
In the second
face.
situation, I would say you need to fucking burn the house down and run away from that guy immediately. It's fucked. Right? The types of people that will do something because they're clueless versus the types of people that will engage in an act after they've been told by the other party to stop are two
I agree, okay.
totally
I
different
agree.
types of persons. Yeah. So if somebody's told Prime, you need to stop, and he keeps doing it, then fucking burn him down. I don't give a fuck. But that's what we're treating him like right now when he might be the first party where he's like, fuck, like I'm socially awkward and I just kept pushing and I should have stopped. Right?
Got it. Do you think that in that situation, let's say the person didn't say stop, but they were trying to like move your hand away? How would you view that?
I mean, like it gets at that point it gets like really fuzzy.
It
like,
does, exactly, yeah. I think that Katarana's responses were the equivalent of pulling your hand away or pushing it away.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree.
Okay.
No. Because pushing the hand away, like, here's what I would say is the equivalent of, okay? We're getting really into the
Yeah, we're
deep
getting into the weeds, yeah.
Let's say somebody has a hand around their neck, and you reach up, and all you do is you grasp their wrist. You don't pull them away, but you just, like, grasp their wrist. That's what I would say is the equivalent of, right? This is really uncomfortable, because I'm making it sound like a fucking rape story. I know this was a rape. But I'm saying that, like, you could see that as being, like, okay, well, fuck, like, is she into it, is she not? Like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna assume it's my way because it benefits me, you know, you should ask. But, like, that's the problem. Is that, like,
Don't kill me,
from his point
please.
of view,
I
if
just need
he's
one
socially
win.
awkward as he seems to be, he might just not know. He might just be like, fuck it. But if somebody tells you, stop doing this, and you keep doing it, then you're in a way different situation.
Bro, of course. I'm not gonna disagree with you. That obviously, if someone had told him and he continued, that would have been worse than what we have now. But I guess
yeah, but that's what they're treating him like. When you say like sexual harassment, like that's the implication that you're giving.
Okay, let me ask you another question.
I need more healing.
Listen, what the fuck time is it over there? You're a machine, bro.
6 o'clock.
Jeez, and I heard it's Melina's birthday.
Yeah.
That was yesterday, bro.
Ooh, you messed up, boy. I
want to ask you a question. Let's say that now it's not just
I have
Katarana,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So no, I won't kill him right here, right now.
In this way,
But
would you
I will take
say,
you
or
down.
Still say because no one told him, it doesn't matter.
To like see the logs, but if they all look like Katarina's, like why? The problem here is that we don't know. Like if it looks like he's just socially awkward and like flirting with a bunch of fucking girls and he's like going a little bit too far. Like if somebody could just like tell him like bro, stop, like maybe stop, right?
I'm
the winner.
winner.
Like burn the house down. Like fuck this guy.
Oh, you can poke me. You can poke. I think I will poke you. Okay.
Done it in a more tactful way rather than the full nuke.
Ooh.
Is that your point that they could have done that? Can we agree on that?
Wait, can what?
I said, can we agree that like basically you're saying is what Prime did is not right. He was misbehaving, but that also maybe Dylan didn't need to drop the nuke. He could have.
Okay, that's enough. I don't want to do it anymore.